guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Grace. Make sure you definitely subscribe down below. For today's video, I have a very requested video, and I'm actually pretty excited for this because I feel like these types of videos, there are videos like this out there on YouTube. I know there are, but I don't think they're done quite enough. So today I am going to be doing a girl talk video. I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me questions that you maybe are afraid to ask your parents, ask your mom, ask your sister, ask your friend. You might just be a little unsure of what to do in some of these situations or these things that just happen to all girls. So I am here to help you guys out, to act like your big sister or whatever. I had you guys ask me, like I said, questions over on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me over there because that way you're included in these types of things. So all these questions are going to be anonymous, but I actually got like so many. I got hundreds upon like hundreds of questions. So there is a ton of questions. So basically what I did was I went through and I wrote down like the most common ones that I was seeing, and I chose 10. So there is still so many more questions that you guys asked, and if I could make an hour-long video and answer all your guys' questions, I definitely would, but that doesn't work. So if this video does do pretty well, I will make a part 2 for you guys and answer some more of the questions. Also, side note, I did get a few questions that I kind of want to just save for a whole video on those questions in general. So a few of these questions, maybe some of the more like deeper questions or just more out there questions, there are some of questions like that that I do kind of want to just save because I plan on making like a full-on video for those types of questions. So yeah, if this, like I said, if this does good, I will make this into a series. I will make those other videos for you guys. I'll answer more questions, but I did just pick 10 out of the bunch of questions I got. I went through and I was like sitting at Starbucks after I finished all my homework, and I was reading through them all and writing down the ones that were the most common. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss out on a video from me. I upload 3 times a week, so you guys don't want to miss it. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And yeah, and then we are at let me check our subscriber count. 10,864 subscribers. So we are so close to 11,000. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. So thank you so much. And like I said, again, subscribe down below. But I've been talking long enough, so let's get on into the questions. So I'm just gonna kind of go in order of how I wrote them down and the ones I circled. So the first question that I got, which I feel like is a super common question, my audience range on my channel is anywhere from middle school, high school, to maybe like early college age. That's what it seems like the majority of the age range on my channel is. So I've been there. I've done the whole middle school and high school thing. So I have some answers for you guys, and I know it can be a little awkward when you're like in that awkward middle school age and everyone's just experiencing new things and all that stuff. So I'm here to help you guys. So the first question I got is your first kiss like the movies? So it's definitely going to depend on the person, but I would say on average, no, it's not going to be like the movies at all. Movies hype up scenes so much in like romance movies and just like high school drama movies. Like all those movies are going to hype up the boyfriend-girlfriend scene and make it seem like it's like this huge thing, when in reality, I remember so many of my friends would be like, oh my god, my first kiss is so important. Like literally, I'm over here like I don't even remember my first kiss barely, and it's not even like I had it that early. I had it when I was a sophomore in high school, I think. I don't know, I was like 15. So I don't even remember it. And it's just like, I think first kisses are definitely overhyped. Now don't go around just being like, I'm gonna kiss you, because it doesn't matter, but like don't stress about it, because I feel like, again, first kisses are just so hyped up in like movies and shows. You don't need to compare it to that, because it's not going to be like that most likely, unless, who knows, maybe it will be. But for the most part, I would say no. The next question I got was how to make a guy notice you. So I did get a lot of relationship questions, and I didn't choose that many, I feel like. I think I only have like 1 or 2 maybe about relationship stuff out of the 10. So how to make a guy notice you, I feel like with this question I have like 2 sides that I want to tell you guys to it. First off, I have the side where it's like you shouldn't be pushing for a guy to like you, or like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and if they're not putting in the effort, walk away, because it's not worth your time and you're just gonna waste your energy. But then I also have the side where it's like, I understand where you're coming from, because maybe he just doesn't even know you, and so you're trying to get him to notice you. So in that case, I would say like go over, introduce yourself, like say hi, just like introduce yourself, and if it goes somewhere, then it's gonna go somewhere, but don't force it if it's not, because the worst thing you can do is try and force something that shouldn't be happening, you know? I kind of have a lot of thoughts on this one. It's comparing yourself and how to get over comparing yourself to other people, other girls, social media. I feel like in this day and age, like social media has such a huge impact on everyone and the standards and like what society standards are, and it's sad. Like, I understand like where you're coming from, and I feel like you can go on Instagram or you can go on TikTok and you see all these like girls that you're just like, wow, they're so perfect, like they have their life together. But trust me, they're the same as you. They have other people that they think are like perfect, and that they have their life problems too. So you just have to remember that everyone has their own problems, and you don't need to compare yourself. And if you find yourself comparing yourself to other people you follow maybe on Instagram, just unfollow them. Like, it's gonna help you, it's gonna save you the stress and the putting yourself down. Like, you have no need to put yourself down. You're each born and created the way you're supposed to be, and you're all beautiful. I'm just telling you that now, even though I can't see all your faces. I know you're all like so beautiful. So don't compare yourself to other people. If you find yourself comparing yourself, give yourself confidence. Tell yourself you look great today. Give yourself hype. Boost yourself up. Like, go get ready. Go put yourself in a cute outfit. Go shopping. Go do something for yourself. Have a little at-home spa day, you know? And how to kind of get over it. I feel like I've always been pretty confident in myself and just like who I am, my standards, my morals, all that stuff. And like, looks wise, like I will look back and be like, how was I confident back then? And then I'll be like, doesn't matter, because I still was, and it's good that I was, because in the end that helps myself. Now, you don't want to be so confident where you're cocky, but you need to have enough confidence in yourself to where you're sustainable, like in yourself and who you are. Just like know who you are, know your personality. If people are putting you down for it, drop them. So I hope that kind of helps. Also, words of affirmation, and there's like little apps that give you cute little reminders throughout the day. One app I love, if you've seen my what's on my iPhone, it's called Co-Star. It's like a zodiac sign. So they give you like a little notification each day, and they're just cute little reminders, those types of things. Don't put yourself down, because society has set these standards that are unrealistic, and everyone has their own form of standards as well. It's not like everyone's standards are going to be the same. So yeah, I think that's the best like way I can kind of state it. I don't know if I said that right. And then the other thing I feel like isn't talked about enough is like these maybe models or like actresses, singers, whatever, they are so like hyped up and like put to standards, but I know there's a lot of them that don't have work done, and I'm definitely not against plastic surgery at all. Like, I think if you have something you really want to fix, like, and it's bugging you that badly to where you want to get plastic surgery, you get plastic surgery. Like, who cares? Like, nobody can tell you what to do. So if you want to do something that's going to make you more happy, do it. But where I see the problem with that is if you're doing it just because you aren't confident. So I think before you're like getting into the whole plastic surgery side, you need to be fully confident in yourself and who you are, and love yourself 100% before you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get a boob job or something, you know? So yes, I got a little off topic there, but that also kind of relates to it. Then the next question I have is liking a guy versus just wanting a boyfriend. So I feel like when you're in like middle school and early high school, I know I could relate to this, because this sounds so bad. I know I've said this before on my channel, but I think it was my first boyfriend. I'll be honest, I did not really like him. I only went to homecoming with him because I wanted a homecoming date. And that sounds so bad. Like, one of my guy friends had to be like, Grace, you should really just like start talking to this guy. So I did, and then like obviously I liked him for like a little bit kind of, but it's just different. So I understand what you're saying when you like a guy versus just wanting a boyfriend. So I think if you really like a guy, you're going to want to put in the effort, want to put in the time, like want to put in your energy to make the relationship work, or to maybe try and like start talking to him or something like that. Versus if you're just wanting a boyfriend and you have all these boys maybe Snapchatting you or whatever, and you're just talking to them all and seeing which one you can pick up. That's kind of the difference, if that makes sense. So it's either you're going for someone and they're going for you, or you're just talking to every guy that gives you attention and you're like, oh yeah, I got attention, like I can get a boyfriend, like now I have a boyfriend. Like, you don't need a boyfriend just for the title. That's stupid. Just wait, the right guy will come around at the right time, and it'll be more unexpected than you think. I know people always say this, but the best relationships are going to be unexpected. Like, you're not going to be pushing it and forcing it and trying to get something that's really not supposed to happen. So I hope that kind of helps on that. And the next question I get a lot, I got so many comments about this, were periods. Now, I feel like I could make a whole video on this, so if you guys want to see more in depth on just like periods, how to deal with them, all that type of thing, I can definitely do that for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, or DM me on Instagram if you don't want to comment it below. I'll keep everything anonymous. But periods, all girls get them. It's normal. I feel like people make periods seem like so gross, so bad, like, oh, you have a period, like, or it's like, ew, she like is talking about her period. Ladies, periods are normal. Every girl gets them, so don't be ashamed. I know maybe like my first year I got my period on the later end. I think I was like 14. Yeah, I was like at the end of middle school, I think. So but my mom also got hers. I think my mom got hers at like 15 or something. So my main fact here is, don't be afraid to talk about periods. I feel like, I know when you're in middle school, it's kind of awkward because some girls are starting to get their periods, some girls haven't gotten their periods yet, so it's kind of like a weird zone where it's like, oh, I have my period, you don't be ashamed if you got your period early. It doesn't matter. It's normal. It's healthy. So if you're having any questions about like why you maybe don't have yours or why you got yours so early, talk to your doctors. They'll be able to help you out with all that good information. But to get into a few of the questions, I'm just gonna answer like a couple. So one of the questions I was getting a lot was how you deal with your periods when you're on vacation. So obviously it depends. I'm assuming you mean like kind of like a warm tropical vacation. So there are pads and tampons. Again, if you guys want to see a whole video, I can go in more into depth. But obviously if you're on a tropical vacation and you're not totally comfortable with wearing a tampon, what I would say is, depending on your flow of your period, maybe wear some black bottoms and a panty liner in the swim bottoms. But if you are on a like super heavy day and you're able to wear a tampon, definitely wear a tampon, because again, those are going to be more water safe and just easier to work with. Or you can always wear like short. If you're just trying to like be out in the sun, then just wear like some shorts with your underwear and your swim top. Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody will think of it. And if you're maybe just wait a day on going in the pool, or just stick your legs in, like there's ways to get around it. Yeah, if you guys want to see a whole video on periods, I can definitely do that. I have so many tips and tricks I could share with you guys, and like little hacks. So if you guys want to see a whole video on that, just let me know down below or DM me on Instagram, and I would be happy to do that for you guys. But I just wanted to throw in a little note of periods in there because I did get so many questions on that. How to convince my mom to let me on birth control. I have really bad cramps and I'm afraid what she's gonna say. So birth control, I am not on birth control. I personally didn't want to go on birth control. I had an option to go on it because I do sometimes get really bad periods as well, but I have no need to go on birth control. And I was gonna be like put on it for some medicine they wanted to put me on for like my face, but I was like, no, I want to hold off. I don't want to, like, I just didn't want to go on birth control. But yes, birth control can have a lot of great positive things. It can help your skin, it can help cramps, it can help, like, obviously if you're sexually active, you won't get pregnant. Not most like there is still a chance, but more likely you won't get pregnant and those types of things. If you have really bad cramps, definitely go on birth control. My best friend Allie, she told me I could use her as an example. She actually had to go on birth control for this exact reason. She would get such bad periods and period cramps that she would be physically like sick, and she would be throwing up and like nauseous, and she wouldn't be able to even go to school for the day because she would be like so sick. So her doctor put her on birth control. And if you're having really bad cramps to the point where you feel like you need to go on some kind of birth control and like Advil and ibuprofen and all that stuff isn't working for you, just talk to your mom. Your mom, remember, she was your age once too. I'm sure she'll understand where you're coming from. Just tell her like, hey mom, I've been having really bad cramps and like I just feel nauseous, or whatever your symptoms are, and be like, what are your thoughts on maybe me going on birth control to help? I've heard it might help with periods. You could literally show her this clip in the video if you need to and be like, mom, help your daughters out. But yeah, just like bring it up to her. Honestly, she won't be like, oh, you're going on birth control so you can have sex. Like, no. Like, no. Like, yes, maybe that's why you want to go on birth control, but if that's why you want to go on birth control, that's a totally different conversation with your mom. And but if you're truly going on it because you have bad cramps, your mom more than likely will understand. And if your mom isn't understanding, next time you go to your doctor's appointment, bring it up with your doctor. You can actually, I know some doctors, they will ask your parent to step out of the room before they start asking you like, are you sexually active? Like, when was your last period? Like, all those types of questions. But if they don't ask your mom that, you can just kind of ask the nurse like, hey, can I talk to you for a second without my mom, and explain to her your situation, and then she will most likely be like, hey, I really think your daughter should be put on birth control. She's having these symptoms and this is the best option. So I hope that kind of helps clear up that question with birth control. Birth control is another one of those things that it's like, oh, you're on birth control, like you're having sex. Like, no, that's not everyone's reasoning for being on it. So don't put yourself down and don't feel uncomfortable just because you're on that type of medicine. Okay, so the next question I have, this kind of went with comparing yourself. It's how to become confident and to get out of your comfort zone. So I feel like becoming confident is as little as how you dress, how you look, like for yourself, not towards other people. But like, I know for me, I just become more confident when I'm like put together, and when I put on a cute outfit, or when I get ready and do my hair and makeup. Like, but I can also be confident going to the gym and in my leggings and workout clothes and my ponytail and no makeup. Like, there's different ways you can be confident, and once you learn how to become confident in yourself, it's really obvious when you have somebody that's confident versus somebody who's just like, and I think it shows in your personality a lot too. And to get out of your comfort zone, I think it's really like just going up and like starting conversations with people. And if you don't know how to start a conversation with people, literally compliment somebody like, oh, hey, I like your necklace, and that's just gonna lead to a conversation, and bam, you know? So I think just trying new things is gonna get you out of your comfort zone, like making new friends, all that good stuff, and you're just gonna become more confident. Also, the people you're hanging around, if you're hanging around people who are putting you down constantly or who aren't making you feel good about yourself, that's part of the problem. So drop them. I know it can be hard, or you need to have a conversation with them and be like, hey, like, you're making me feel this way, and it just like, it sucks for me, and I really want to know like if we can fix this. If not, like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And I know that can sound harsh, but it's like, if they're making you feel that way, you need to cut them out, or else it's not going to do you any benefits. So, and it's not doing them any benefits either. And think, if they're saying like, oh, you don't look very good in that outfit today, they're most likely jealous, unless they're like a true friend and they're like, Grace, you should like fix your top, like can I fix your top for you? Like, that type of thing is different than be like, oh, you look like that's a gross outfit, like why would you wear that, you know? So who you're hanging around is going to play a huge role into that as well. The next thing kind of goes into that as well, dealing with friendships throughout high school and middle school, all that stuff. So I think when you're in middle school and high school, you are finding kind of your friend group. Now, lucky for me, I had pretty much the same friend group all throughout middle school up until I graduated high school, we had a few people that kind of like dropped out or switched friend groups, left, that type of thing. But for the majority, my like core friend group of friends, I've been friends with for literally ever. Yeah, but I have as well gone through like the fake friends and the fake people. So you're gonna know who's fake. If they are saying one thing to your face and then you're hearing something from somebody else, they are a fake friend. You don't need to be friends with them. Now, you can be civil with somebody and be like, cool, but you don't have to be BFFs with them. So I think when you are having friendships in middle school and high school especially, like, just learn you want to hang around people who have the same values as you, the same morals, same standards, do the same things as you, act similar as you. You don't want to be like, I could never be best friends with somebody who like drinks and vapes and smokes and parties 24/7, because I'm not like that. I don't want to do that kind of thing. So does that make kind of sense? I hope that makes a little bit of sense there. Just know who your friends are, watch your friend groups, like choose people that choose you. The hardest part of high school. So I think there's two different like aspects to this. Actually, I have a few different key points. So fake friends, fake people in general is going to be a huge thing, because once you hit maybe the end of middle school or high school, a lot of people you're going to see are going to change. People that are changing themselves most likely, either for themselves and maybe they're bettering themselves, or they're maybe one of your like closest friends and they were such a great person and like doing all these things, and you're seeing them getting into like partying and smoking and whatever, and just things maybe you don't do. And that's going to be really hard, and you're going to have to learn again just kind of how to distance yourself. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be like, we're not friends anymore, but you also don't have to hang out with them 24/7 and all the time. And most likely if they're doing those kinds of things, they're going to want to hang out with people that are doing that too. So I think definitely like fake friends, fake people. There's going to be so many people in high school that are just going to be like commenting on your Instagram post, oh my god, you're so cute, and then they will never say a word to you in the halls, or they'll just be like, ew, like, bye. The schoolwork, I feel like in high school they give you so much like unnecessary work. What is it called? Busy work. Like, you'll just be sitting in class doing like textbook paperwork and whatever worksheets, and you're like, this is so irrelevant, like why am I doing this? And then you get sent home with hours of homework. So obviously that part, I feel like that's just so irrelevant, and schools don't need to do that. Now that I'm in college, I see like that was like, they literally just do that to waste your time and like to fill up the day, because I literally only have work that's necessary for my classes. Like, my teachers will assign me like, oh, you can do this worksheet if you want to learn more about it, but if you not, just read the textbook and do the quiz. Like, so that work's just unnecessary. And then I think the hardest part, people always say your 4 years flies by so fast. Like, you get to your freshman year and everyone's like, oh, this 4 years is gonna go by like that, and you're like, oh no, it won't. And then all of a sudden you're a senior and you're like, whoa, that is the truest thing ever. So please remember, like, your 4 years is gonna fly by faster than you know it. So take advantage of it, do things you want to do, like be a teenager, just experience high school, and go to the games, go to the not the party, well, yes, go to a party. Like, don't, even if it's like, I feel like a lot of times people will be like, oh, like, I'm very, like, for me, I'm Christian, I am like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but that doesn't mean I can't go to a party and like socialize, you know? Like, there's a difference between partying and going to a party to socialize. So I feel like that's also a standard that gets very mixed up, and some people are like, oh, they're partiers. Like, no, you can go to a party just to meet people and to hang out with people. You don't have to be drinking and smoking and doing all that stuff, and that also doesn't mean that party's gonna be necessarily like that either. Go to the football games, go to the basketball games, go to the dances, like, do all that stuff, rallies, dress up during Spirit Week. Like, all that stuff is gonna make your high school experience, because the 4 years again are gonna fly by, and the hardest part is gonna be when everyone leaves after summer, and it's like everyone's going their own ways, and you're gonna figure out who you really stay in contact with and who's making the effort to stay your friend and that type of thing. So I would say that's definitely the hardest part. And then the last question that I got was shaving versus waxing. I got just kind of a few questions on like body hair and all these types of things. So I'm gonna give my opinion, and then I'm also gonna link down below a few videos for you guys. Luna Montana has a great video about waxing and like body hair and all that type of thing, and she gets super into it, so I'll link down below her video for you guys if you just want to hear more about that, because she just does a really great job at explaining. And then Haley Sunny actually also does like a girl talk series, so I'll link down below her channel if you want to go watch her videos. Some of her views are a little bit different from mine and maybe how I would answer questions, so just think about that also, but she does give her opinion on situations, so it's also just another video if you want to hear more girl talk type of information. So I'll link down below those two people. I'll link down below Luna and Haley if you want to check them out. But getting into shaving versus waxing, I think I started shaving, I think in 6th grade I started shaving, because that's when I got to middle school and we had like PE shorts, and I was like, that's when I think I realized like, oh, like we have like hairy legs, like it's kind of gross. So I started shaving. My mom showed me. Shaving is not scary at all. If you haven't shaved before, just have your mom show you, like get shaving cream, like that type of thing. It's really simple. You're not gonna like cut yourself unless you're like going really fast or like really like intense, like hardly. Shaving doesn't hurt at all. So I do shave my legs, I shave my armpits, I shave my bikini zone. So that's kind of what I do. For my eyebrows, I get them threaded. But waxing, I've never actually been waxed anywhere. Like I've never done waxing. I do work at a spa, and the estheticians, like I always hear about the waxing, and everyone's always like, oh my god, she's such a great waxer. So I think waxing is definitely the faster way, and it's gonna last a little bit longer. Shaving you're gonna have to do more frequently, but waxing is going to be more painful. But something I'm actually looking into is laser hair removal. I set up a consultation at Laser Way near me for, it's free, it's a consultation, but basically you go in for a certain amount of sessions and it ends up like to the point where you won't have to ever shave again and your hair will be gone. So I'm looking into that, so I'll keep you guys updated on laser hair removal and if I end up doing it and what I think about it. But definitely don't be scared of shaving and waxing. Some people I know shave their arms. I don't. I just like barely, like my hair's blonde and I don't have a lot of hair on my arms, so I don't shave my arms. But if you're trying to figure out what you want to do, I would say start with shaving, and if you want to get more information, maybe go to your local esthetician or like a spa or something and just kind of like have them talk to you about kind of what waxing is. Maybe they'll do like a little like test strip on your leg or something where it's super small, so you just kind of get a little glimpse of what it is. And also if you're trying to kind of figure out, I feel like your bikini zone is something that's very like, oh, or should I shave down there, should I wax down there, should I laser? It's definitely preference. Like if you don't feel comfortable getting waxed down there, if you are comfortable enough, waxing is definitely going to be more effective. They're going to get everything clean. So it's really just up to you. It's just preference. Definitely go check out Luna's video though if you want to hear more about that, because she gives a lot of good insight. So like I said, I'll link down below Luna and then Haley's girl talk video for you guys. But those are actually all the questions I have for this video, because I don't want to go over. There's so many more I want to talk about, and there's some I kind of, like I said, want to make full videos on. Even questions I didn't answer, there's some things I just want to make a full video on in general. So if you guys want to see a part 2 for this, comment down below and tell me you want to see a part 2. Tell me on Instagram, DM me your questions, DM me any concerns you may have. I try and respond to as many DMs as I can. I do get quite a bit of them, so if you want me to respond to your DM me and I will try my best to DM you back. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway for when I hit 15,000 subscribers, so I'm going to talk about it in an upcoming video. But if you want to enter in that giveaway, make sure you're following me on Instagram and you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Those are the 2 things you have to do. And like I said, later on I'm going to talk about kind of what I'm doing. I'm getting a few things in order before I announce what I want to be giving away for you guys. So I'm super excited for that. But like I said, make sure you subscribe down below so you can be entered in the giveaway. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you like this little series type video maybe that I'll start, give it a thumbs up. Just comment on this video and tell me what you thought. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, you guys are all beautiful and I love you guys all so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.